New Zealand's hunter's siren song once again beckons Larry with alluring tales of majestic big game species waiting to be hunted in the land down under.
Where is he? He's right out under that rock. Okay, he's 110, he's closing up. He's right.
Gotta be the biggest deer I've ever killed. I dearly love New Zealand. I mean, what a great land.
New Zealand's South Island, an hour out of Christchurch, is home base for Shane and Vanessa Johnston's four-season safaris.
When I got ready to come back to New Zealand and really started thinking about the hunt, I went to outfittersrating.com and ran through the checklist there, the people that outfitted, and ran across one of them whose name I was very familiar with, and that was Four Seasons Safaris. Not only is it beautiful, the people are so gracious, the food is good. And then when I saw that they were with outfittersrating.com and had higher ratings, I thought, this is a place that I definitely want to go. I mean, it was an absolutely fabulous time to get out here just as the fall was starting. The weather is so extremely variable. I mean, one minute it is raining, the next minute it's clear, the next minute the wind is blowing. And even though you have a weather forecast, it doesn't really mean that that's what's going to happen.
After having earlier completed a highly successful red stag hunt with Four Seasons Safaris, hunting with Shane Johnson, Larry was assigned to Shane's top guide, Jim Gibson, to continue his hunt for chamois and tahr.
Talked to Jim about doing a chamois and tahr hunt using a helicopter.
Quite often we will use a helicopter early season because they're so difficult to find, you know. They haven't started roaming yet mid-April, so it's a very good option, you know, and it's very exciting stuff using the helicopter. It's fast-paced. It's like nothing else you'll ever experience, you know. The scenery you'll be seeing in the Southern Alps and behind us here is to be honest, most New Zealanders have never seen it.
We knew we didn't have a whole lot of time. We had like a day or two, maybe 2 days total to do the helicopter hunt. But again, the weather is so variable here, and you're totally dependent on what the weather does. To set it up, we went to Mount Hutt Helicopters and visited with their pilot and looked at the machine and learned about what the things that you do and how to get in, how to get out. Left foot here.
Yeah, well,
and then,
that's right.
And then in like so, and you can push off of this right here.
There you go.
To get in.
Everyone's different. I guess it comes down to how long your legs are, Larry.
Well, this looks pretty good right here.
Yep.
Well, after visiting with these guys, we set up for the next morning, got up, and it was really almost marginal, but the pilot says, I think over on the west coast, it ought to be clear. We can get in there.
Right, so we're good to go?
Yeah. Jim and I got in the helicopter and we took off, headed for the west side of the South Island of New Zealand. And you talk about an absolute adventure of going up in a helicopter and having that pilot take you right next to some of these huge mountains and crags and valleys that are here down in these Southern Alps. It is truly an adventure in itself just to go for the helicopter ride. Flew through some clouds and looked at some unbelievable terrain. Got over on the west side. We spent about 2 hours flying around trying to find either a tahr or chamois.
got onto a chamois.
Next thing you know, we're getting down a little bit closer on him, and Jim looked down at the chamois
and just, yeah, he was just in a position where we just couldn't quite get onto him.
At the same time, the weather was deteriorating, and the pilot said, you know, we best get back. We're safe at this point, but before things change anymore, let's get back home. So we came back in and sat down, and about that time, the weather really started getting bad, and listened to the weather forecast, and it said, well, it's not supposed to be very good for the next several days. And at that point, Jim and I just kind of visited and said, you know what, you've got some great fallow deer out here. How about if we go out and see if we can find a fallows?
One thing about hunting New Zealand, there's always another plan. Can't get into the mountains? Return to the foothills to hunt fallow deer. A Hunter's Life is brought to you by OutfittersRating.com. Trust, but verify. Dallas Safari Club, preserving hunters' rights, conserving wildlife, and promoting outdoor education. Ruger, rugged, reliable firearms. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Carl Zeiss Sport Optics. Zeiss, we make it visible.
Do you want to know you're getting what you paid for? Or are you okay with getting whatever you get? OutfittersRating.com is making that difference. There's no arguing this program is necessary. We need it. These outfitters have nothing to hide, and they're laying it all on the table. Outfitters, if you're real and honest, there is no reason not to be in the program. Join us and make a difference. Outfitters Rating, trust but verify.
The Ruger SR1911. Enthusiasts enjoy. Competition beware. The Ruger SR1911 is built with a precision CNC-controlled machining process, resulting in a superior slide-to-frame fit and smooth slide travel. A stainless steel barrel and bushing produced from the same bar stock on the same machine for improved accuracy. A positive barrel lockup allowing for superior accuracy out of the box. And a dovetailed 3-dot sight system featuring a Novak low-mount carry rear and standard front sight. The Ruger SR1911, another American-made product from Ruger.
The Dallas Safari Club is a great organization that really walks the walk in fulfilling their mission statement. DSC has given over $2.2 million over the last 4 years to fund conservation projects, to fund their outdoor education program, and to finance advocacy efforts to help protect your rights as a hunter and an outdoors person.
Wildlife needs dedicated people like you to make a commitment to our future.
My intentions were to hunt at least chamois and possibly tahr up in the high country. We did get a chance to get out. The weather has socked in to where there is no way to get up in the mountains right now with a helicopter to even go look at anything. It would be totally dangerous to do so. But thank goodness there are fallow deer as well, and I wanted to shoot a fallow deer while I was here. I've hunted them once or twice in Texas, but never here in New Zealand. And let the hunt begin for fallow. We're hunting fallow deer right at the peak of the red stag roar. Now, the fallow was brought in here many years ago from Europe and has done extremely well. And one of the things that's the beauty of the New Zealand fallow deer is that they have long palms and very broad palms. They're available in white, chocolate, but really the ones that I liked were the ones that were kind of spotted, kind of like an axis deer.
What I think we might do is, if this breeze coming from the south, you know, we'll head down on this sort of direction down the valley and then cut back to the right. And then, you know, use that wind into that Matagari where we know the fallow lives.
Good.
So,
Okay. Sounds like a winner. I am right behind you, sir.
I'm pretty sure there's two just down here underneath this Matagari.
Yeah, you saw.
Yeah, and the rest of them, I'd say, are just hanging there. They're still all mobbed up, you know.
Yeah.
Still another week or two to the rut, so they're all still hanging together.
Well, we'll go have a look, see if they're there. Jimmy told me, Larry said, these bucks have a tendency to hang down in this Matagari. He said, you know, he said, on these slopes, that's the best place for us to find some. So we got out, started walking those slopes, easing along real quietly.
Well, those fallow, Larry, I've gone around this ridge in the Matagari, so I think if we just follow up high with this wind, they're going to be down in this valley here, so we should catch up because they didn't move out too far. So.
Eased up there for a little bit, and I saw just tips of the antlers down below, and I mean, it looked like he was a really good buck.
With that group of bucks, see how many's that big beetle colour one? Right on that ridge line. He's that one on the right. Okay. That meanle coloured one, there's white with spots, brown back on it.
Gotcha. You're really right behind that tree from where I am.
He is, mate, yeah. He's 160 yards.
160 yards, perfect.
Yeah. You see him there, Larry?
Yeah, he's right behind the tree.
Yeah. Just
I can see his antlers move, but I can't see there's stuff right in front of his body.
Yeah. Well, those other ones, they're starting to move down to the left now, and he's going to follow them. And as soon as he comes out along that ridge, mate, you've got a clear shot. Yeah. I'll let a bit of a croak go, and that'll pull him up. Perfect. Okay. Okay, Larry, just let that white one go behind him.
I see him. I was watching him.
Yeah, and they're coming down to the right there
now. He's right there behind the little tree again. Okay, when he moves.
Yeah, he'll come out to the left. Just let those white ones go clear.
Yeah.
And there's yours, mate.
There.
Just take your time and squeeze just gently, mate, and you'll have him.
As soon as he clears, got that white buck behind him there.
Yeah.
Now he's starting to move. We'll get this thing off, almost off safety. As soon as he clears right there a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, shot. Good shot, mate.
Thank you, sir.
Good on you.
Thank you, sir. God. That looks like a heck of a good buck, too.
No, he's a nice buck, he really is.
Heck of a good buck. Well, let's go look at him.
Mate, well done.
Let's go look at him. I want to see him up close. We had us an absolutely fabulous fallow, but walking up to it, I mean, it's one of these things that so very often you walk up on an animal and he has a tendency to shrink. Tell you what, he got hit pretty hard by that.
Yeah, he did.
SS2 bullet, and he went down in a hurry.
That 270 is a good caliber, fella.
You know what? I love the 270. When you take an animal and he gets bigger as you get closer.
Holy.
That is always a good sign. Oh man, yeah. Look at him. Turn him out here.
You just shot a dandy there. Look at the size of that, mate.
Oh man. Look at that, would you?
It's huge, isn't it?
They're wide up here, but he is tall too.
He's very long and wide, and he's got these big back tines.
Oh man, he is beautiful.
You know,
got a lot of points. He's got a beautiful color.
Yep.
That was one of the things that attracted me when I saw him. I could see him behind the bush. I could see the back part of his body. Jim, I really enjoy hunting with you. Thank you, sir. Even when it's drizzling and raining, and it's always uphill no matter where we go. Thank you very much. I'll tell you what, you're a pleasure to hunt with, sir. You know the animals, you know the country, and you're a lot of fun to be with, and I appreciate it.
That's what it's all about, mate.
The fallow deer was Friar Tuck's, of Robin Hood fame, favorite source of venison pastries. With Larry's proudly in the cooler, his high country adventure is about to continue.
Outfittersrating.com will change the way you look at outfitters and charters. Outfitters, if you do what you say you do and run a quality business, it's a no-brainer. It's free, it's quick, and it's simple. Hunters and fishermen, now you have the resources to verify you get what you pay for. All you have to do is visit the outfitter testimonials on the site and you'll understand why you want to be here.
Outfittersrating.com. Trust but verify. Only a couple of days of Larry's New Zealand adventure remains. Not enough time for a foot hunt for chamois and tahr, so back to the helicopter.
The next morning, you know, we woke up, obviously the weather was just fantastic.
So now we're waiting on the helicopter to go back up into the mountains and see what we can find this time.
pilot says, I think over on the west coast, it ought to be clear. We can get in there. The pilot arrived.
So we're at it, you know. I got the boys up and we're in that machine and we're out of there.
And looked at some unbelievable terrain. I mean, deep canyons, sheer rock faces, rock slides, glaciers, snow, all these kind of things. We flew over an area, and here is a big dark male. Now, the tahr, as they go into the rut, the hair on their neck almost becomes a mane like a lion. I think that's a nice bull. He hooks back pretty good.
He's, I reckon on this tussock ridge here, tweezers maybe. We'll see what he's going to do. It's going to take a bit of time. Righto boys, headsets. Yeah, headsets off. And we're going to enter out here. I'm going to get the gear out and we're going to set up. And I'll keep in touch with the tweezers. I've lost him, mate, but he hasn't climbed out.
So the pilot found a spot down below, he set us down, and we got out. Got all set up, and no, it wasn't going to work. The tahr was still moving around. It looked like he was going a totally different direction. And we called the helicopter back in, so we got set up on another little knoll and got down and got in the thick grass and set up my shooting sticks. And the pilot took off and goes way back down the canyon, and the tahr had not seen him or hearing him.
And he come right down to us, you know. He didn't know we were there. We just waited and down he come, just nice and slowly.
You ready? You on him? It's coming right there. I got the crosshairs on him, and I'm waiting and waiting for a good clear shot. And I know that he's coming, he's going to come in closer, so why shoot until I'm ready? He's walking. Got everything set up, took a deep breath, flipped the safety off, and gently tugged the trigger on that 270, and when that 130 grain SST Hornady hit him, you could see him just kind of shudder a little bit. He took a few steps, almost like he's coming up toward us, dropped in the grass, and we sat there for a while to see if he was going to come out, and he didn't. He drags the tahr out of the creek, and they sling him underneath the helicopter.
Having taken a great tahr high in the Southern Alps, Larry and Jim can now look for a mature chamois. Using a helicopter, they can cover huge areas of steep mountains and slopes. A Hunter's Life is brought to you by OutfittersRating.com. Trust, but verify. Bog Pod, the sticks with red grips. Swacker, broadheads that open so fast you can hear the swack. Khmer deer, the revolutionary deer attractant.
Do you want to know you're getting what you paid for? Or are you okay with getting whatever you get? OutfittersRating.com is making that difference. There's no arguing this program is necessary. We need it. These outfitters have nothing to hide, and they're laying it all on the table. Outfitters, if you're real and honest, there is no reason not to be in the program. Join us and make a difference. Outfitters Rating, trust but verify.
Hornady, trusted by hunters and shooters for over 60 years. Our reputation rides on every shot. Accurate. Deadly. Dependable. It's what we do.
I work 60 hours a week and I don't have 1,000 acres of land to hunt. When I go hunting, I want to have success just like everybody else. Are you ready to go, big boy?
Yes, sir.
Come here, deer. A food plot in a bottle. Levels the playing field for a working man.
That's what I call success.
High in New Zealand's mountains, Larry and Four Seasons Safaris guide Jim Gibson are looking for a chamois, arguably the finest big game animal on the South Island.
Yeah, you can almost tell he started dark a little bit.
Here he is here, Larry. Yeah, okay. He's right out under that glacier there, under that rock.
Where is he?
He's right out under that rock below that brown rock there. There's a big grey rock there.
Yeah,
60 yards
okay.
below.
Okay.
Just give him time, mate, because he's going to come around right through here. He hasn't seen us.
How far is he?
He's 260 right there. Okay, now he's coming around, mate.
Okay.
See him coming around? Okay, here he comes. He's coming fast now, Larry. He's coming around. He hasn't seen us. He's coming in close. Okay, see him?
Yeah.
Okay, he's running. He's fast. Just let him stop, mate. We want a perfect shot. Just take your time, take your time. I couldn't believe that he was coming right at us.
He's right there in the shade right now.
150.
He's right close.
Here he comes. It's 110. He's coming around. He's coming right round at us. He hasn't seen us. Get ready, mate. Get ready. Okay, you on him?
I'm on him.
Okay, just take your time, mate. When you get that shot and he stops, take your time.
Here he comes right there.
Okay.
Hey, here he is.
Oh, he's down, mate. He's down.
He's down. He's down.
Good shot.
Oh, man, God.
Oh, awesome. Awesome buck, mate.
I can't believe
well
it.
done.
Look at the fog the clouds starting to roll over the top. Absolutely beautiful. Woo! And a big chamois buck right there.
Mate, let's go take a look.
Oh, God.
Good on you, buddy. Good on you.
One of those, thank you, Lord. Thank you, Shane Johnson. And thank you, Jim Gibson. Wow.
Woo. Yes. Some steep, rocky country up here, Larry.
Oh, man, you're right.
Okay. This is glacier country.
My chamois is down. I have got a chamois down. I am absolutely thrilled to death. Oh, man. What an absolutely fabulous little animal.
Nice chamois. Good spread. Look at the spread on it.
That if you're going to hunt chamois and tahr, one of the things you want to be prepared for is that there is that opportunity at either a really long shot sometimes, because those animals live in such harsh country, or there's that opportunity that you may have to take a moving shot. Not suggesting that you do so in an average situation, but those circumstances sometimes crop up to where that one shot that you're going to get at that animal of a lifetime, that animal may be moving, and you want to be able to do that. To me, the little chamois is one of the most underrated big game animals there is. And the country that they live in, their attitude, their beauty, I strongly suggest that if you have ever thought about taking any kind of mountain game, that certainly the chamois is one of them you consider taking.
He is just a really good guy. He's down to earth. He's a funny guy, which is really important with me because I enjoy having a good time with my hunting. And he's just so knowledgeable about a lot of things, you know, and he listens, and he's got a lot of great stories. I mean, he's just one of those genuine, down-to-earth, nice guys.
I like the tahr, but I'll tell you what, the chamois is I'm not sure whether I like the chamois more than I do the red stag. And what I would strongly suggest, if you're interested in hunting chamois and tahr, whether you do it in New Zealand or if you could do it elsewhere, is to learn how to shoot, say, out to 300 yards. These little animals, they're just something, I don't know, special about them as far as I'm concerned. Spend time at 300 yards, learn how to not only estimate the distance, read the distance, such as with the Zeiss binoculars that we're using, fabulous rangefinder. Got a little bit of age to them.
Yeah.
New Zealand obviously offers some of the finest red stag, chamois, tahr, and fallow deer hunting in the world, as Larry's hunt with Shane Johnston's four-season safaris proves, and is verified once again by outfittersrating.com.
Where is he? Right out under that rock.